Zimbabwe. In the local Shona language, Z is a prefix for big. Mba means house and Bwe means stone. Put together, it means the big house or stone. A house built of granite and nothing else, as one would find at Great Zimbabwe in Masvingo, the ancient ruins from which the country derives its name. The Great Zimbabwe is the largest stone structure in sub-Saharan Africa. The great wonder about the structure, built between 1200 and 1450 AD, is that no mortar was used to bind the stone together, despite the fact that the structure stands 11 meters high and 6 meters thick. The wall sits directly on the ground with no underlying chamber, as is common with modern architecture. The stone fortresses making up the ruins were called Zimbabwe, which means the houses of stone. The name was later shortened to Zimbabwe, maintaining the same meaning. This is only part of stacks of evidence that stone has symbolic significance in Zimbabwe. It is no coincidence, therefore, that the country's stone sculpture arguably ranks among the best in the world. Interestingly, the earliest sculptures produced in contemporary Zimbabwe were found at Great Zimbabwe. The southern African country also boasts some of the greatest visual arts, including metal and wooden sculpture. Some of Zimbabwe's most illustrious sons, among them Nicholas Mukomberanwa, Dominic Benura, Joram Mariga, and Alfred Ellard, have made names globally with their fine art. Some of the earlier sculptures discovered in the country a long time ago lie in different museums around the world. Among the country's most common arts and crafts are stone, wooden and metal sculpture, basketware, paintings, batik, and ceramics. All enjoy lucrative markets within Zimbabwe and beyond. Besides being a form of expression, some artworks can be put to practical use. Baskets can be handy in carrying vegetables. Pottery is also useful for storing domestic essentials and for cooking, while batiks are useful in making clothes. Even the most artistic pieces can be improvised into quite useful accessories. Artists derive inspiration from a variety of factors in their environment, including events in their own lives. Such sources of inspiration include sport, wildlife, vegetation, culture, and religion. Yet other pieces of art are abstract, which different people can interpret varyingly. Generally, Zimbabwean visual arts have a strong symbolic and ritual significance. They broadly capture the various aspects of culture within the country and in neighboring communities. Art and craft also offers good business to the artists and the galleries that exhibit their work. For that reason, the visual arts industry in Zimbabwe is a source of employment to many. In their workshops, artists can work in groups, but sometimes the concentration needed to create a piece may be so intense that working in groups would dilute the creativity.
The earliest art in the sort of modern day Zimbabwe started, of course, in the 50s and the 60s through stonework. Some artists had found stone as a convenient media to use, and the National Gallery stimulated a lot more interest and challenge to the artists to develop it even more. So I think from the 50s it started in earnest, the development of contemporary art. Painting was also here, somewhat provincial, but by the time the 70s, 80s, and I think the gallery was in full swing, it was able to stimulate and put more challenges to the artists to develop that art. And of course, by the 80s, now people were being trained and interacting all around and coming back, and development is really on a full throttle.
But what exactly inspires an artist to embark on a creative adventure? Some dream about their work before they embark on it. But most use their imagination. For others, the imagination is so boundless that it borders on the mysterious. Benura, one of the country's most celebrated sculptors, however, is not always at pains to extricate art from his imagination.
It varies from one artist to the other. Some, they tell me they dream about their ideas, or they get it from their forefathers through dreams, and then they go for the stone. And some, they see just the stone and then go for it. Maybe they see the idea in the stone already, and then they just execute it. But in my case, I actually work from my drawings, then I look for the actual stone, which will match my drawings or my sketches. But once I start carving, then I always throw away the sketch because I don't want it to restrict my creativity. So then I just let it go. So the idea of putting my sketches down is just to remember my ideas. But once I get to start working, I just throw them away.